Everybody, I hope you had a great Monday. We're actually on Tuesday right now, but I didn't really feel up to a full live stream because I was sick today. Actually, I puked my guts out earlier. I had to go home from work before that. It was an awful day altogether. Rested up, feeling a little fresher now, but I don't think I was up for a whole live stream. So I just wanted to do a little something to focus on a topic that kind of deserves its own corner. Everybody's talking right now about Donald Trump potentially firing Robert Mueller. And I think that Trump's team is probably wise enough to know that it's better not to actually fire Bob Mueller. It's actually possibly to his advantage to leave him in place because the longer that the longer the Mueller investigation has gone on, it's almost as if they keep basically they keep kicking balls into their own goal. That's something I've talked about a lot. When somebody is trying so hard that they actually defeat their own cause, and that's basically what the Mueller investigation has done. What has the Mueller investigation yielded so far in terms of convictions? Nothing. It's had a couple indictments. There's the Manafort, Papadopoulos. I think was Carter Page one of the other ones, and Michael Flynn. Now, those that have read a little beyond the headlines have realized that these people were these people were indicted for stuff that had virtually nothing to do with either the campaign or Donald Trump. That there's been no collusion revealed. I actually got done reading through a letter from one of my usual people that I discuss our conversations on this. And some people will never let it go. They'll still say, doesn't matter how long this goes on, they'll still say that we have to keep investigating. Well, if they continue to investigate and things crop up like what's happened over the past 2 weeks or so, where it's revealed that the investigation is being conducted by people that are incompetent and largely prejudicial towards the Trump campaign, Trump organization, whoever it is, then my feeling is that the investigation will destroy itself. Excuse me. This is a real problem for the Mueller team now that they've seen this Peter Strzok revealed. They've seen the other guy, Bruce Orr, and his wife revealed to be basically linked too closely to Fusion GPS. She was the person who put together the dossier, and he was possibly one of the people that used the dossier, acquired it, and basically got the. I mean, it just gets more ridiculous by the day. They created a product, and they had somebody in the inside of the FBI who would buy the product and use it to conduct an investigation based on false information in order to convict somebody, and they still haven't found any evidence. Now, I do believe that it's possible some of these people thought that, yes, Donald Trump is colluding with Russia, and they have to create the foundation of evidence in order to proceed, and that's why they did it. It's sort of like those people that they'll plant a gun on a guilty suspect or something. That's kind of a parallel that I see. That they believe so firmly in the guiltiness of the target that they're willing to stoop to falsifying evidence in order to convict them, and or her. And this is, I mean, it's kind of foolish on the federal level, but these are people that they believe that their power and their impunity as agents of the FBI or the officials of the Justice Department would protect them from any of the consequences, and that the Trump organization was too incompetent to really counteract them. Well, look how wrong they've been so far. They haven't been able to uncover actual crimes committed. They've had they've had to entrap Michael Flynn, who through his own, I guess his lack of self-awareness, got himself into the mess where he lied to the FBI. But I think that there's plenty of people who are now asking, what the hell is going to come out of this? And earlier today, there was a lot of belly aching on the Republican and conservative side over the fact that Bruce Orr didn't testify. It turned out that, according to Fox News, they are just postponing it because there's been the discovery of more material. But in either case, that's where the key to my argument is coming from. Why should Donald Trump leave these Mueller people in place? Well, we see throughout this investigation that even though their stated intention is to bring to light all of these crimes of the Trump collusion effort with Russia, they've steadily become less and less transparent. They had like an argument this week that the personal communications of these people are private, that they're not open for record. Now they're fighting with the Trump transition team, or at least his legal team, that Jay Sekulow lawyer guy. They're fighting with him because they apparently took without warrant emails that were stored on the General Services Association server. The General Services Association, GSA, is kind of it's kind of this amoeba organization within the federal government that covers a lot of departments that have very little to do with one another. But in any case, they apparently got the emails without warrant. Now, will that evidence be disqualified? I don't know. There's a chance it will, and if it will, then it's another black eye on the face of the and there, how many eyes does this investigation have to get blacked? They've just come up empty so many times. Donald Trump has not been directly implicated in any crime. His son has been. They've tried to drag him into the problem, not very successfully. Not very successfully. Jared Kushner, also an incompetent moron. They haven't been able to pin anything concretely criminal on him yet. And there's plenty to criticize him for. I mean, it's not like these people have been the smartest functionaries in the Trump administration. And I think that Trump has to clean out some of those people, have them, put in a corner, and maybe even eliminated from the administration altogether. Just get people that are, more professional and dedicated and have less personal ties to him. But ultimately, if he were to fire the investigation, yeah, it would make, technically it would be fine. It would make legal sense. It would probably cause plenty of blowback. If he lets the investigation continue and it goes nowhere, and they continue to produce nothing, and you just get revelation after revelation of poor conduct by its functionaries, then he gets to use that as ammunition against his opponents. He gets to say, look, these people are incompetent morons. They're prejudicial. They're engaging in sometimes illegal activities, which that could end up being the conclusion of investigating Peter Strzok and Bruce Orr and Andrew McCabe. There's plenty of issues there where those people could end up either getting fired or having criminal charges presented against them. So why give that up? And that's the advantage there, that you have these people that have done so much to lose when they were already far behind. That why give that up? Why have this investigation called off? Now Mueller could, now I could be wrong. Mueller could end up uncovering something about Trump that ends up being actually criminal. It's not something that I can guarantee that Mueller is so incompetent that he can't do anything right. But based on the record so far, what honestly has he done that's really been an accomplishment as the White House, the special investigative counsel? You just see mistake after mistake after mistake. When you had the Whitewater investigation with the Clintons, you just I mean it was like scandals were coming out all of the orifices. Every or Bill Clinton had like scandal diarrhea. That's how bad it was. Um, and day by day, it's just becoming worse and worse for the investigation. There's people who keep thinking, oh, he's trying to, especially on the liberal side, he's trying to throw dust over their eyes to keep his crimes hidden. You know what? If you really think that, you might as well at least give us an indication of what the crimes are now. Collusion is not a crime. Collusion has not been proven, and we're starting to see exactly what I'm talking about. That the investigation has become a charade. That people honestly have no clue what. There's no product here. It's become kind of exercise in futility. You know, they'll show Mueller on camera walking around, raising his hand or something, swearing somebody in or getting sworn in. I don't know what he's doing. You know, like Mr. Super Cop, nothing happens. I don't know if it's stock footage or not, but you just keep seeing the footage over and over again of him marching around, and it's a boring. It's almost like if there were to be an episode of Miami Vice where you know they haul somebody in and he gets the charges dismissed against him, and that's that's the end of the episode. You know, that doesn't make for entertainment. Now I know it's not supposed to be entertainment, but for some of these Democrats, that they do see it as entertainment. They see Mueller as this crusading figure that will bring down their arch nemesis, this Donald Trump. Well, if he can't do that, then Robert Mueller will go down, just like James Comey, as this other failed cop, this element of the large surveillance state that was created under President Bush and continued under President Obama. And that's it. So I'm not going to go too long. There's an article in the description talking about Orr's testimony being delayed. Leave your thoughts and comments. Do you think that the investigation should be called off and Mueller fired or something? Or do you agree with me? I think that it's, you know, let it go. I mean, they're actually, it's almost like they're shooting themselves in the foot with a fucking Gatling gun or something. All right, that's it for tonight. Rest up, and maybe we'll see you tomorrow.